We were going to actually you see, and I've been here a grand total of 1 year. And so you represent an area of the country, and you also, as members of Parliament, you also represent, you come from all sorts of backgrounds. It's an interesting place, and you hear the Scottish accent here, the Northern accent, perhaps the Northern Irish accent, the Welsh accent. I have what's called a West Country accent. I come from Somerset, and I'm a farmer, so I still have an accent. In these lawyers, they've had their accents sort of wrung out of them over the years, but I still have them. And we have all sorts of accents in the Parliament, and we come from all walks of life, and that, of course, is the strength of Parliament, because we might, quite a lot of the Labour Party. I'm a Conservative. I'm equivalent of probably a pale Republican, and that would where you would put me, probably not quite as right as some of the Republicans, but and not probably quite as left as some of the Democrats. That's where you put me, and where we put Patrick, I don't know quite, but we'll discuss that another time. So I represent that party, but I also represent the people that elect me, and then of course a lot of the Labour Party, the Socialist Party, quite a number of those are sponsored from the unions, the trade unions, so they very much come in by the trade union movement, and so you've got those sort of two slightly different stereotypes, but we are...
Actually, one of the delegates starts off. How do people feel about America? Okay, well I'll tell you. People like America over here, and they like Americans, okay? Neil's already said it's sometimes different over in France. Well, whatever, let's leave it all to it. Why do we like the Americans? And I'll tell you as briefly as I can. And my children would agree with my judgment, but it takes somebody of my age to articulate it. You see, I wasn't in the last war, okay? But I was born 3 years after, and frankly, I might well have been in the last war. I remember the drabness. I remember the food ration. I got more food than my parents, but that wasn't very good anyway. And I remember the fact that many of our older brothers and sisters and our parents had gone off to war, and they hadn't all come back. And I know what a desperately close-run thing it was that we nearly got invaded by Germany. And the reason at the time we weren't invaded was because the Royal Air Force managed to hold off Germany until such time as Germany could no longer take the casualties. We owed a huge amount to those young fighter pilots. They were called the few, because there weren't many of them, and then many of them in their late teens, and there were even fewer of them at the end of the war. And Churchill paid them this tribute. He said, never in the field of human combat has so much been owed by so many to so few. So I knew where I got my freedom from. I got it from those young fighter pilots. Of course, in the end, you get a bit older, don't you? And of course, I came to realise that what they'd done was magnificent, but all they'd done was to stop us being invaded. There was no way that we could turn around and rescue Europe. That was completely beyond us. So at that stage, guys, it's a score draw. We keep the British arms, and Hitler keeps the rest. And then something happened. You guys came into the war. And after America came in, we couldn't lose. And before you came in, we couldn't win. So I know why I am free today. Not just free to be here, but free to be in the world. And I know why countries like France are free at all, okay? It's because your grandfathers came back from the New World, back to the Old World, fought alongside us, and in many cases died alongside us. I get my freedom from America. That is why there is a free functioning parliament just over that bridge. And that creates an enduring debt of gratitude. And that's why we like you. That's why we will back your presidents, whether they're Republican or Democrat, even if we think they're doing something like invading Iraq. Basically, most people over here are thoroughly, utterly barking. Okay? So, let me tell you, people like Americans. You get a lot of stick. Why? Basically, because you're the top dog, okay? And if you're the top dog, you're going to make mistakes from time to time. I know all about being the top dog. My country was the top dog. We did it for 200 years, yeah? And we don't want the job back. No, you've got it now, so you can get on with it. It does mean at times time did America get a lot of stick? Well, I'm sorry guys, you're just going to have to put up with it. All I would say to you in closing is this. When I see those words, God bless America, I don't giggle and sneer. I think thank God for America. And if you're not fortunate enough to be an Englishman like me, console yourself with the fact that being American is a pretty good second best. It's been great seeing you. I'm sorry.
Hi, my name's Jessica McCassie. I'm from Milton, New Hampshire, and I'm with the New Hampshire and Massachusetts delegation. We've been so far to London, and we have been to the London Eye, which gave us a huge view of all of London. And today, actually, we visited the Parliament, and they've told us what they've been doing, like how Democrats and Republicans and politicians are, and why they sit across from each other, how everything pretty much got set up. And we've had a lot of fun lately. We're going to England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, as of we are in England right now. So